Is anyone there?
There sure is, sugar. It's me, Playsiera. And now, close your eyes and imagine that you've never played more than 15 minutes on Insanity mode before in Resident Evil Requiem. But now, attempt to cut the hardest difficulty short by only using a knife, aka broken scissors for Grace, and the hatchet for our Leon.
Bitch, that's a terrible idea.
Oh, I'm aware, Harold, but here we are. I literally broke my controller for this challenge. Leon,
Why don't you go and pressing the button? What? This is so unfair. I'm pressing the button. Oh my god, my controller is...
And got level 3 arthritis in my hand. But sacrifices must be made to ascend into the gamer goddess heaven. Today, my radiant raccoon, I will use no guns, no throwables, and definitely no bonus items like the infinite durability. Absolutely nothing else than these tiny breakable blades to survive the unsurvivable.
Broke my damn hatchet.
And there won't be no backing down. I restarted the run. Get it together, Playsiera! Yes, the hopes are not even there, but today I won't be a sissy. I will slice my way through Resident Evil 9 on this infamous Insanity mode until that sweet, sweet trophy pops up on my screen. Can I do the improbable? The impossible? The cutting edge? Or will this be
A guaranteed disaster. Like eating a burrito before sex.
work really burnt me out, so I signed myself into Rhodes Hill. Yet the treatments are debatable, and the roommates seem a bit unpleasant. The caretaker, however, is top-notch. He even told me how he got here. It was a night like any other in Renwood. A new virus broke out, and the streets were mayhem. Leon came fully packed. And of course I'm talking about his hatchet, his handgun, and his revolver. But instead of aura farming, he was farming dubious looks. What? What is it? Bruchacho, this is an I've only run, and you bringing the big guns is so uncool. This ugly man had a point, so he sold his guns and swore to clean the streets hatchet only. But the zombies on Insanity are way too aggressive to deal with in horde situations. That's why he ran like a wussy without earning extra bitcoins. Now, he just arrived for the job interview as the caretaker in the care center, but being so broke, he only brought his not upgraded hatchet, a lot of grass, and the charm of a razor blade. Let's just say, things got a little edgy. The first test of this challenge awaits me. But if I can deal with 10 zombies that can use a chainsaw, then I can surely deal with all the other monstrosities in this game. Remember what I said in my pistol-only challenge? Heck, it would be easier to do this hatchet only, as this thing does more damage than a pistol. Oh no. And this was actually right. I didn't have the worst time in here. Once you learn the pattern, it's pretty much applicable to each run. The first 5 zombies are easy. Step 1. Take care of the doctor by immediately running into him and molest him without giving him any room to breathe. He will be down in 5 seconds tops. Step 2. Let them children be children. And avoid Pierce Brosnan, as time will do its thing automatically. Once he is down, number 4 and 5 awake, so be careful not to run into them. Sometimes they took care of each other, other times it was me that had to cut them down. Whoa, that was a perfect parry. Funnily enough, even after finishing this challenge, I still haven't quite figured out the mechanic to do this consistently, so I'm nothing but a lucky mushroom whenever I got one. Step 3. Pray. Once they are finished, the last 5 are unleashed, all at once, with 2 coming out of here and 2 coming out of there, and a sneaky bummer hiding in this room. This is where it got a bit tricky, as the maneuvering got heavily interfered. Honestly, it was just trial and error and relying on the RNG. Also, I thought you can perfectly dodge them as well when you find the 1 pixel to slip by. Actually, I already did it on my 4th try, but I had no health or healing items left. Just as I grabbed the chainsaw to continue, I remembered something. In this exact state, I would need to battle Chunky Boy later on. If I go like this, I could risk a potential self-lock, so I at least would need full health or a healing item. Yay! I have to redo all that again! Now I needed 10 more tries, but if that isn't the most epic finish, I don't know what is. I am one cut closer to greatness. So that was Leon started Rhodes Hill. Yeah, I need to discharge right now. And of course, I would need 3 weird key items to finally leave. Now for Grace's section and being here on Insanity, I knew right away I would need a plan. And since I'm your Playsiera, I had the perfect one. While being in the care center, it doesn't matter when you pick up the 3 quartzes. During our time here, we will get to roam the halls as Ashy/Slashy as well, which means only one thing for Grace. Evade all them zombies, get to the cellar quickly, and grab all the necessary items in the meantime. And as always, that was easier said than done.
Okay, guys, this is it. I'm going to make a cut. You might call me
dumb.
You might call me
Stupid.
but the thing I am most is brave. Shit. No, I'm actually mostly dumb.
The first and only passable door led me to a horrible discovery. This poor, pale, emaciated, blind Emily is being held captive. So I instantly activated my mom mode and swore to get this child out of there. Oh, and I got the first keycard to proceed. In the West Wing, I evade the butcher by pulling the cart, for he is such a perfectionist that he can't stop spicing his sauce, giving me free space to slip by unnoticed. I also grabbed this antique coin, which I will absolutely need later on. Plus I already grabbed 2 in the intro, which meant we got 3 already. In this dark hallway, I can get my hands on my first makeshift knife. That looks pretty useless.
So messy!
Officially spooked. Oh my god, girl, no! Okay, that was not supposed to happen.
Ew. Good lord, they really went all in for these animations. So I gotta redo the kitchen. Wait, what? Oh, holy smokes, I completely forgot that Grace has no automatic save points and needs ink ribbons to save. So no more dying for fun, Grace. This is serious business. I do it all over again. Distract the light-sensitive zombie, run through the dining hall, and the stair sucker awaits me. I really thought I would need to dodge him.
Well, that went well.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
But how in the living bush forest will I make it through the club room? Oh, that was easy. What? No! Don't follow me! Oh my god. Guys, what are you? Maybe I should really make that first save. Oh, and do you see that I already have the Stego Takeout charm in my inventory box, for I picked it up in an earlier playthrough. This is absolutely crucial for this run, as it increases knife power and durability. Heck yeah! But normally, you'd only get it by going into this room in the East Wing, by grabbing the pantry key, and then finding it in the back room of the kitchen. While I did this again for this challenge to see if all the necessary steps are even doable, despite of a... Whoa. Oh! Surprise party! There was nothing but death awaiting me in this room. So I already had it from then on there in my inventory. Once more, I'll do all of it again. Actually deal with the 2 extra hall zombies by jumping into this room and then slipping out again, just to find out that you can actually stealth your way past the stairway zombie. That means 1 health is saved. Just before I wanted to bolt through the club room again, I realized something. Remember the coins I mentioned? You can use them in the parlor for extra stuff. The items on Insanity are different than on Standard, but withhold the one redeeming grace for this run. The rip knife. It's basically the only thing with which you can kill a zombie as grace. A normal knife breaks before even taking half of the life bar on a zombie, whereas this red badass does the job in 45 slices. Oh yeah. So I would need coins. Problem is, most of them are hidden in lockers or only available after killing certain zombies. Oh, and I was so close to a locker in the club room. Should I go for it? Ah, damn it, it's my only chance. Come on. Good God! Come to mama, come on. Ouch! You're not bugging. No. Once more. Careful, I'll use my woman's self-defense classes. I go get the box with the red jewel for my next room, epically dodge this sorry lady in the hallway, and immediately go to the parlor to get my rib knife. Oh, look at this piece! If I wouldn't grab it, I could have a risk of another self-lock later on, but I'll explain that when we get there. Now, the pouch. How about a... who needs a purse anyway? Still, I get the East Wing key card, run for my life, and can finally access the next area. The first thing I do here is crack the safe for 3 more coins, easily slip by the doctor and run into this room to get the essential blood collector. Yes, in Resi 9 you need blood to craft health items, ink ribbons and knives when you find the right recipe. And no, I cannot fathom how this is possible. The blood specimen here is not necessary as it only crafts handgun bullets and the dynamite injectors, so I trudge forward in my descent into insanity. In the red hallway, I'm once again reminded that the zombies are in fact brain dead, but now have to move past 2 of them. Oh shit. What do I do? Surely I won't just run into them blindly and risk my life. Well, so far so bad. Thankfully I brought an ink ribbon to never have to redo all of that again, lure them into the room, run for the wristband, say hi to Baby Chunk and... Ah! Ah! Wow! Somehow I'm still alive. Now I go into the aforementioned room in the waiting room, as this withholds the most powerful thing, another rib knife, and the recipe to craft more of them. Oh yeah! Oh! Ew! Not again! Well, thank the Lord that I saved. The next try went even better, as these 2 wrangled so hard to get me that I elegantly slipped by and didn't even need to sacrifice a knife. I grab them goodies again and barely make it through. Whew. What the fuck? Whoa. Suck on that, losers! With a recipe in my hand now, I wanted to know how I can craft more of these deadly knives. So I sneak past the doctor again to go to the blood analyzer and face my absolute end boss. This fucking riddle! Why is this so hard? While I was here, I also got into this room. That was legendary. Because in here is another absolute necessary recipe for stabilizers that act as a full heal and increase health permanently. You piece of shit. I activate my full anti-social skills and had an epiphany. In order to craft rib knives, I need 110 units of blood, and for stabilizers 120 units. Right now my limit is 100, so I would definitely need the upgrade from the parlor for my blood collector. Okay. Let's deal with that later. We need to progress. Unfortunately, I have to get a gun for the inevitable first failure of the run. I can pass him. I don't even know why I thought that. Grabbing the organ part for the zombie puzzle in the garage requires me to shoot the zombie up there. Well, I can't just up and run onto a moving digger now, can I? So there's fail number 1. Except if I wanted to die. Oh, hello, sunshine. Follow me. The dark magic within Resident Evil doors is something that I will never grasp, but will forever be thankful for. With there now being so many zombies in the hallways, moving around got a bit, tight. At first I was lucky and we went into this room to open a locked door because in there I can get a free pouch, which I currently can't get in the parlor since I would need the blood collector upgrade. The butcher, however,
Excuse me, bitch?
cut that run short. I get better and better at dodging these looters.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Maybe I should try the other way around. Down there, this stairway zombie is actually waiting for me now, but I can bait him upstairs, leave him behind, and only have to deal with the rock down there. So I grab the last organ, the free hip pouch, and even go back to the waiting room to get the last antique coin to thankfully get the upgrade. But now comes the worst part. I want to solve the zombie puzzle, but it is guarded. Oh, so friggin' guarded. At first, I thought all of the zombies in this room need to go because I can't do the puzzle unless it is safe. As the stupid rules say, I can't use a bottle as a distraction. So I ran in there like a maniac, tried to activate all of them and lure them down into the waiting room. First, it actually worked, but waiting for the zombie to slumber eternally took too long as I was stalked by everything.
Leave it. Just chill, my guys. Oh no! No! What? Was that necessary? What to do? Oh my god. Yes, Grace, it is.
This part became my nemesis. It was pure hell and took me way too many attempts.
This is bad.
I even tried to knife one down with the baby knives until I noticed, oh my god, I only need to lure the surgeon away and not the other zombies. So I carefully wait until the other doctor is turned so that he won't notice me, lure the surgeon away, come here, yes, good boy. Do the puzzle, wait for nature to take its course, and finally, it was done. With the level 2 wristband, we are getting closer and closer to the potential self-lock part, and the only real combat I would need to face is Grace. I can easily slip in and out of the isolation ward to get the level 3 wristband. That means I can finally save Emily, or actually endanger her even more, because now I have to defend her by oofing 4 zombies and dealing with a blister hat. The first problem is getting there. Every pixel in this game is now infested with zombies. Chunky roams the halls as well, so I died a few times alone getting there since, you know, my arms are full with child. The best way I found was by hiding in this room, waiting until they are all turned to slip by and bring her to her playroom. Had I not gotten at least 2 rib knives, this part would not be doable as the baby knives won't deal enough damage. But look at these monsters. This is survival horror for the zombies. Just a few steps to where the sun don't shine and they're done. Thankfully, the blister can be blissfully ignored since Emily is done with her playtime beforehand and that was it. Whoa, underwhelming. But I ain't complaining. My unpleasant roommate wants to make my life even worse by kidnapping Emily, so there's no way to go than to go down. Gentlemen, there are children in the building. Oh, smokes. Let the ground open itself and drag me down. Anything. Do not make me do this. The chunky fight.
This is cancer.
I was expecting it to be painful, but it's an entire new level once you try it yourself. That wiggly big fat monster from the Resident Evil reboot is no joke. Gone are the days where I pitied him, as this fight is pure evil. I went in with full health and I was able to upgrade the power of my hatchet. But you think that would be of any use against this blob? Sure, there are 2 ladders that you can climb and basically get a free head attack afterwards, but they are only there for the intro of this fight. After that, you horrifyingly have to scramble your way through the tiny space with this very hungry boy. Honestly, the durability of my hatchet was no problem. I could land a good amount of hits into him. The durability that was problematic, however, was that of the chunk. Apparently there is a way to dodge his attacks, but for the good of everything, I was not able to do it. When Chunky smashes his belly into the wall, he needs a few seconds to recover, and this is my chance to land a hit. But don't you dare mess up just one teeny tiny second, as this will end all your progress. Well, guess what? I needed 33 minutes of absolute perfection to slice the dice for this Duke baby. Oh my god, I did it! Never again. That was perfect. Holy cow. I rate the room empty since I can sell literally anything in the shop with which Leon can buy upgrades. And of course for this run, only hatchet and armor upgrades were allowed. And after this nightmare, it was finally time for some stress relief. As the caretaker, I take my duty seriously. Whoa, I really needed that. The blister room that I compassionately named Hell Room in my last challenge was super easy thanks to the ghosting strategy. That is, by running into the room, alerting a blister, running out of the room, making him think that I never existed in the first place, coming back, and then take him out stealthily. Since I always ran back to the supply box where the game automatically saved, I spent all my accumulated bitcoins on the hatchet upgrade and body armor, but really needed to be careful to have some credits left, because I will need the shop right at the start of Leon's next mission. Now, however, is only one thing left to do. Once I pull the trigger, I only have one blister left to deal with. Honey, this is humiliating. Alright, let's take a look at what our favorite cute stuttering mess is up to in the basement. Oh! Well, that was actually the only death I had to suffer from the Dobby Girl, as this part was actually no different than from my standard run, except for now I couldn't defend myself with a pistol, but that's nothing a few butt steps couldn't handle. During my time here, I used my first stabilizer, got a new pouch, stepped butts everywhere, and got a ton of blood and scrap. The meat grinder did take me a few tries. Here, I rely on close combat, but if they grab me, not only would that drown all my health, but also the animation would last so long that I would become mince as well. So the only way to do this is to know which of them undead's awake and chop them a slice of life. Easy peasy. I get my Emily back, who already has the first quartz, and now enjoy the breezy walk through the cleaned up care center. Oh, Leon really is the best caretaker in the world! Thanks to that, I can finally, without trouble, grab the hip pouch from the parlor, don't even know what to do with the rest of all that coins, and even got the recipe for med injectors, which also give me a full heal. And oh my gosh, I was in such a blood rush that not a drop was left on the floor. So, I think I'm prepared. Grabbing the 2 last quartzes, we were able to finally leave Rhodes Hill. Yet my treatment was far from over. Quite immediately, I was sent to the blood lab, but in no earthly way would I let myself get hooked up on this. So the only way was running through, sacrificing almost broken up knives, healing, and dodge the living hell out of these blobheads. Now that was actually super badass. Still, things escalated a bit, especially now that Leon is forced to yet another gun usage in the sniper section. Of course, I cut down the 2 slumbers on the roof before, but Leon refuses to jump down to rescue Grace and Emily heads on down there, so sadly, against my will, I need firepower here. At least, it is so funny to explode this dead meat that even Leon has to love. Not even a millisecond after, I sell that unholy weapon, as I now head to the church. Oh, but let's take a quick shot for my new application. Jesus, was I scared for the bloater fight, until I found the easiest strategy in the world. Please promise me to never waste your ammo on this meatball ever again. Run up the stairs, let him follow you, jump down so he will jump down as well, and go for his buttocks. This avoids popping his bubbles that would awaken the other zombies, so it's only you, yourself, and the bloater. What, 10 minutes later, and this patty got grilled. Grace's last encounter with the Dobby girl was intense, if you don't know the right path. I did become a snack a few times, but like in my pistol-only run, no combat is needed here, since you can use the lights around. The only tricky part was the first fuse that is stiff. The lights go out very quickly, so you can't use the trigger in one go. What you have to do is touch it, immediately run by her in a drop animation, then use the light, and that finally gives you enough time to turn it on. I watched in terror how this monster became goo, as you don't have to move a finger here, but now have to deal with a mother's worst nightmare. Oh yeah, puberty hits each of us hard. But I cannot shoot my Emily! How? This is a knife-only run. I don't even touch my controller. Leon! Nah, that scripted shot won't go to the fail count. But now, the care center is taken care of. Time for me to get a promotion. Oh, it's so good to be home. The place that I ruined in the first place, but that I will now clean up until no scrap is left. I had enough credits to either upgrade my armor or my hatchet power. Of course, being very sharp, I chose to razor blade my steel, but that didn't help against Scylla! I thought Raccoon City is located in Northern America, not Australia. The first thing to deal with are the babies in the hall. I thought I need to take them all out, but since I didn't upgrade my armor, that was too much of a risk, so I swallowed the attack of the first and then ran by. The Titan Spider was the same cancer level as Baby Chunk. Not only did she bitch slap me around this entire area, but I was also on the brim of fainting out of revulsion. At first I panicked, ran through the halls, even used the fire canisters to deal fire damage, but that didn't work. Thankfully, I figured how her attacks can be parried. Anything sidewards requires the press of the parry button, and her front attack can be dodged by slipping to the side at the right moment or using a tighter hold. Eventually, I managed to chop her short, but at what mental break cost? My hand was a cramping mess when I went into East Raccoon City. The goal is to collect 1 billion things scattered around this open area to finally reach my home point. First, I need to find a key in this place. Luckily, I can run by all the enemies, but have to use a gun to shoot down these containers, so no hatchet-only way through here. The apartments start with a stealth kill. Just as I wanted to take down that Jimmy, 2 other deadites awoke. But you know me, I'm your smart cookie. I ran to the ladder to get to a new save point, reloaded, and they vanished into the depths of the back rooms. The garage part can be completely emptied stealth only, but the bloater and friends part required me to panic. I basically took down all the moving zombies, avoided the bloater, and ran for my life. Bye, loser! Then I thought I could get the crank by just ignoring the armed BSAA zombies. I was wrong! So, I took those cheating bastards out like a complete mother. Is it bad that I enjoy Leon's suffering so much? I was able to upgrade my armor, but sadly had to use a gun on this ladder to proceed. I tried to reach it with my hatchet, but it wouldn't budge. The gas station was by far the worst section of this area, since I need to eliminate all of them, so my trusty Forrest Gump strategy cannot be applied. This took me many tries, especially since when you die to the chainsaw guy at the end, you may have to do all of it again. My best strategy was to stay in the tank station. At first you take down the slumbering one and the ones that burst through with a chainsaw. Then the other zombies slowly come inside because the AI wants them to collect the chainsaw. So I baited them in there and was able to take them out one by one. The last sucker was a tough noodle to cook. If you don't parry his chainsaw attacks that will break your hatchet immediately, he simply one-shots you. Thankfully though, he is clumsy as hell, which means I can take him down like all the other bosses in this game. Wait until he is in a stumble animation, land a hit, retreat, and repeat. It took forever, but was nothing too bad. As I was making my way to the roof, I encountered a zomb with a bomb. I found out that the only way to take him down is to let him attack you, parry that, so that the bomb is activated, run away, and enjoy the show. On the roof, I could finally apply my Forrest Gump strategy again, and as I made it to the detonator part, I waited for the save point to appear, then immediately reloaded the game to reset enemy positions, and was rather easily gliding through this part. Now for the Last of Us office section, there's also no way around in using a pistol on the faraway doors and the glass parts. Yes baby, that was perfect. Oh my god, no! Leave me! Dude. Oh, I'm really becoming unstoppable.
You were wrong.
Magic.
During my time here, I also upgraded my hatchet to its fullest and got the level 3 armor. At this point, I already reached the gamer goddess level and was so intimidating that they started to take out themselves for me. I had the time of my life on the elevator.
Oh my god! Yeah! Oh, join the party! Everybody get some! Yeah! No! Oh no! The fuck was that? What did I do? I'm literally, I'm goddess. What can I say? Yes, my dude. You think you're intimidating? Oh shit. Right in the middle. Dude! 2 down. I don't know how I killed you, but I take you. Yo, okay, this is getting tight. Yo, oh my, what is? This is stressful. How am I alive? How did I do that? That was legendary.
But now, need to add yet another failure to the count, as I can't just enjoy a nice bike ride without being forced to use Freya's needle here. Finally, I am home. My lovely RPD, I told you I would be back. I enjoyed the trip down memory lane. Until I am yet again forced to a gun use inside of here. And this bald pervert is trying to take my part as the caretaker? Not with me. So, the tyrant was actually manageable. Having beaten RE2 knife only before, I can apply the same strategy on him just like before.
Stick to his side and go for it.
Sure, it was tedious. Sure, it was painful. But I take a magic mic 4,000 times over any Shanky or Scylla. So, after 24 minutes of constant molesting,
Didn't work for you, bastards.
he was down, baby. That shot will be on my wall. I did it. I cleaned Rhodes Hill, Raccoon City, so I think I can finally go clean the dirtiest company in the world, Umbrella. This will be amazing! But before that, I cannot take down the plant without firepower. Of course, her arms are parryable and can be taken down with a hatchet, but not Audrey 2. Well, here we are in the Ark, and it was easier than expected. The first 3 soldiers basically only need a slice of the hatchet to be taken down. The next room starts with 4 armed soldiers waiting to shoot me down, but I simply use my rhythmic talent to hear. They shoot thrice and need a reload pause, so I use that time to sneak past unscathed. Even though I jump down with my 250 pounds, they do not hear me, so I can finish 2 stealthily and just run into the other 2, rage and heal. That's how I found myself to be in the perfect spot when the next horde comes in, promptly take them out, and mercifully take down the other pity party as well. Who employed you, honestly? That the hunk is best to be meleeed down is nothing new. However, the 3 armed soldiers that run into the room directly after become a real problem. I did die a few times, but the only strategy that worked for me is again to just sway and pray. Leon and Grace reunite, and I get to enjoy the liquor and albino section with Grace. Again, with how much items I hoarded with Grace, I might have went in a little overkill, but so I could play some bowling with the albinos and run past the liquors without any issue. The grand finale of Leon awaits, and he basically only has to deal with another cabin section. This time down here, I remembered the correct way so I could just run past the lickers. I wanted to be a total badass and use the lure licker stealth kill method, but to my surprise, on Insanity, they won't allow you to do that as the lickers only spawn when you activate their key. Shit. My controller bugged out on this part and I found no other way than to also use the 2 fire canisters. Somehow I was able to make it, and now have to make a choice. But no matter how many challenges I must fail, I will never let my shrimpy Leon die! Oh, I sure said that. But that Gideon fight is a beast! Yes, you can finish his first part hatchet only, as all his attacks are parryable, even the rocket launcher. But this thing here... Well, sorry Leon, don't take it personal, but you did become the greatest caretaker in the world. There it is! I have ascended. Holy Nemesis, I actually did it! I have beaten Resident Evil Requiem on Insanity Mode knife only! Basically, because to all these forced gun uses applies my favorite excuse of all times. It was a cutscene. And I'm really not sure why, but I honestly had an even funnier time than on my pistol-only playthrough. Probably because the blades are infinite, but still, what an achievement! Don't forget to write me in the comments what other challenges you'd like to see. If you're still here, then you're my type of guy. Until I hit your homepage with a new upload again, stay radiant and take care, my crunchy control stick. Bye-bye!